What is going on, guys, and welcome back to a new ultimate track guide. I know we've already covered Silverstone, don't get me wrong, I know about that, but the new handling change came out, and so everything changed a bit, like traction, gears, blah blah blah, setup, and so on and so on. So today we are gonna talk about my fastest lap, which is at the moment a 125.871, which is the world record because Tango Delta, the man, probably just a better driver with a 3-second gap. No custom setup, full assists. He's just a better driver, mate. So, we are in P2, technically the world record in this game on this track by nearly a tenth over my teammate Frederick Rasmussen, and I will show you exactly what we did there. So we're going through the hot lap, then we're going to look at the setup, and then there will be the slow speed track guide where I will drive around the track and show you exactly how I'm tackling the Silverstone racetrack in F1 22. So let's get into it. Go, 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 go! Silverstone, hot lap, world record. There we are. So the lap starts. We are actually going green for the first corner, and then from here on takes a different fate, because for some reason I'm washed and we missed the apex, and guess what, we're even more washed, we miss another one. But hey, the exit was at least somewhat alright, so we are only 30 thousandths down on our 136. Actually, like, my first sector before was a banger, so I can't be too mad. This is still a good first sector, not gonna complain about it. And even here we make some mistakes, which is not great. But we get another good exit and we kind of make up for it. So just another 10 thousandths down on our lap time. Now we just have to send it in the final section of the track. Cops really good this time. For some reason this corner seems, I don't know, a bit lucky this year. It's really hard to nail it down at least. Like, you sometimes feel like, okay, this should be good, and it's not, but it is. And we also get a good S section, but then I make a small correction here because we made a mistake. And yeah. But we made up quite a lot of time in the middle section of the track. Our sector split is still really good. Now we just gotta commit in the final sector. And so we do. Bit down on our delta. But now the final section, I knew there was still some time left on the table on my fastest lap. So this is where we have to send it, and we actually do. We managed to get the world record. And now let's have a look at the sector times. Sector 2 and 3 were pretty good. Sector 1, of course, small improvements still possible, but it's really good. Getting the setup ready and set. Load setup, there it is. We are running 17-14 wings. This gap is pretty good between the wings. I feel like if you go lower, it will probably decrease performance, but you can, like, keep that gap up all the time. Of course, like, these 3 clicks of wing difference, just keep it up if you feel like you need to gain more time on the straight, because Silverstone is technically just a long straight with corners, which is pretty much every racetrack. But this track is so high speed, like, you're so many times just full throttle, that lower wings is gonna be the key to go fast. So if you struggle with higher wings like these, try and lower them. Will probably help you out to gain lap time. With the transmission, I picked 55-51 here, which just helps rotate the car. 55, if you go lower, 50, it rotates the car even more on throttle. For example, in the S section, cops, stuff like that, maybe even stow. But it also gets the rear a bit looser, so I feel like 55 is the best for me in that case. Maybe a more talented driver like Tango Delta could run 50. That's probably where he gained those 3 seconds. And as often if I picked 51 just to make it a bit more stable under braking and when we're lifting. If you feel like the car's understeery when you're braking, put it to 50. If you feel like it's oversteery, put it to 52. If you like what I'm doing, just leave it at 51. And you can also, of course, in case you're struggling with on-throttle acceleration, put it to 60. Or just increase it by a couple of percentages and you should be fine. Yeah. Let's have a look at the suspension geometry. Right, right, left, left is what we are running here. It's just nice. It works. I think it literally works in every single F1 game over the last few years. I don't know, like, those of you that supported me since years, I think the amount of times I told you, right, right, left, left, this is incredible. And it still works here in this game. So yeah, there you go. The suspension is a more, well, balanced one. 3-3, 3-5, 3-2. Silverstone is a nice and balanced track, and so are the setups. You can also run like 3-3 here, or even like 3-2. But 3-5 felt fine to me, so yeah, that's why we ran that. And on the right side, we're running 3-2, just to make sure we have enough rotation from the car. You can also run it higher, like, I don't know, something like this, or this, I don't know. Will gain you top speed, but will also make your corner slower. So 3-2 worked the best for me. 100 for the brake pressure, 50 for the brake bias. If you feel like you're locking your rears all the time, put it to 51 or 52. Should help you out, but will also increase the risk of locking up your fronts and heating up the fronts if you don't want to. So be careful with that. And for pressures, like I always say, don't copy these pressures for your career mode, for your league racing. Wherever you have tire temps, don't copy them. Because if you copy these, you will spin. This is literally how it will go. So don't copy these, put them to left, like all left, 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 left. Just minimum pressures, and you will be fine for the first part. If you want to maximize it, you need to adjust it according to the point where you feel like you're overheating, okay? So increase it by, I don't know, X amount until you overheat. Maybe it's 21, maybe it's 20.8, maybe you overheat more on one side, maybe you overheat more on the other side. But a good base is always starting off from minimum now after the update, and then you will be fine, alright? So I would say this is enough for the setup side. I would just load back my setup. I don't want these tire pressures. And then we are heading onto the racetrack for the slow speed guide. And you know what? We are already here, so we don't need a cut or anything. Smooth transition. First thing you always want to do in Silverstone or in any racetrack where you go on a lap, you want to position your car in a way that you carry as much speed as possible onto your next flying lap. So this would be positioning it over here. Then trying to straighten up the angle for the exit. Can also short shift into fifth and early on the power to not get any wheel spin. So you get a green delta, or like at least not as red as this, right? So you get what I mean. For turn 1, on the Hamilton straight, end of the Hamilton straight, position your car here on the red and white curb, red and black curb. Don't go too far onto the AstroTurf. Actually, if you go there, you will usually lose time because you have to turn more for the right-hander. So for me, it's black. The black and white curb, 7th gear, 8th gear, whatever you feel like. Full throttle over the AstroTurf here can get you an invalid like we just got. But if you maximize it, you will gain so much time. Like it's probably maybe half a tenth if you perfect it. And it opens up the line for the left-hander here, where you position your car on the curb on the left here, which also makes you like able to immediately be left for the next braking zone, turn 3, the first actual braking zone on the track, where you position your car on the curb here again, but you stop braking just when the curb starts. And be careful, you can easily lock up this here and go straight, so don't do that. The white line is kind of your turning point. 4th gear, you can also go 3rd, 4th, whatever you want. I prefer 4th, it's also faster. Then position your car for turn 4 here on the right for maximum momentum. Don't brake too much because you might lock up. Minor lockups will actually give you a lot of understeer and ruin your whole line, and you will probably lose a tenth. So it's actually better to sacrifice a bit of trail braking just to carry more momentum if you feel like you're weak on the brakes. Get close to the sausage curb, don't touch it. Straighten up the steering wheel, early on the power, use all the AstroTurf here, and then full throttle for the final corner here in Sector 1 onto the Wellington Straight. End of Sector 1, beginning Sector 2 is Brooklands. 50-meter board is your reference for turn-in braking. 5th gear if you like, if you don't like it, 4th gear, and then back into 5th for a short shift on the exit. So you get close here to the sausage curb, late apex, but don't touch the sausage curb. With this here, you open up the line better for the next right-hander. Love field, where you also touch the inside, down into 4th, and then short shift into 5th before you accelerate. Rotate the car on throttle, and be careful, you can actually lose the rear, but you need to be aggressive. So aggression is important, but you can also not be like too aggressive because then you will spin. And you can see we're getting close second time to the curb, not onto the curb, just close to it, so it's kind of a V shape into the corner with the apex, double apex, and then use all the exit curb here. Full power Also cut a bit here on the inside until you get an off track. Like, don't get an off track, but get as close as possible. Then for cops, we all know this corner from 2021 in the race. The 50 meter board is our reference. Down into 7th for a short lift, because you will be in 8th. 7th, short lift. Back onto the power, get close to the sausage curbs. 8th gear. Rather hit 8th gear earlier than too late, because you will... Oh! You will dip. Oh! You will dip in RPM. That actually hurt. And for the S section, you position your car on the left here. Barely scrape. What is it called? Touch, okay? We will just say touch. The sausage curb. 8th gear. Still keep it in 8th. Turn in earlier than you think. Aggressive over the sausage curbs to maximize the track distance. And also position your car for the left. Then down into 7th for the left here. Oh, this is the wrong gear, but I still did it. Also attack the curbs. Then 6th gear for this one. And don't touch the sausage curbs in this corner. This will actually make you slower and like reduce your exit speed. Full throttle. Carry yourself out of the corner onto the exit curb or even the grass if you need to. And stay tight for the exit before you hit the hangar straight. Now we are in sector 3. 50 meter board or the curb is your reference for this corner. 5th gear or 6th gear. I keep it in 6th. You can keep it, you can stick it in 5th and then up into 6th if you struggle with the gears. Use the curb to rotate the car, and if you can't, because you might get unstable from touching it, just get close to the white line early on the power for a good exit, but be careful with track limits on the exit. And now for the final braking zone. 100 meter board, or more or less the curb, where you brake down to 4th gear, and you can already see we were locking up big time on the curb, so be careful with this curb. Better to just brake on the white line. If you can brake on the curb, it might help you rotate the car, but it's really difficult, and you can easily mess up a great lap. And then you turn in 4th or down 3rd with a short shift into 4th. Get close to the sausage curb, but don't hit it too much. Just barely touch it again to open up the line for the right tender. And now here, get close to the inside curb, the sausage curb, and rotate the car on throttle. Can also short shift again to 5th on the exit. And this is what you need to do to master Silverstone on F1 22. Guys, I hope this video and guide helped you guys out, and I will see you in the next one. Please, if you liked it, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, share it with your family and friends, check out the socials, and I will see you in the next video. Take care everyone, you're Marcel, peace.